All right, time now for our rants and raves, and I'm going to start with you, Callie.
Well, I have a rave. I'm really excited because I talked about 1619 when it just came up, the 1619 project that Nicole Hannah-Jones shepherded. She won a Pulitzer for it. And now Lionsgate, along with Oprah Winfrey, have partnered with both Nicole Hannah-Jones herself and the New York Times to produce many stories, nonfiction stories, about all of the stuff that is included in her series, and it's very in-depth. It looks at not only the impact of slavery as folks who were enslaved who came here, but also what is the impact today. It makes the connections very clearly, as she did in her piece. And so they're going to try all kinds of platforms to tell many stories. It's great.
Good. All right, Joanna.
So I have a rant about TikTok. Any parent of teens knows that it's largely used by teenagers across the country who know that Facebook is for old people, and TikTok is a video platform with minute or less long videos that are largely calisthenic dances. It is, however, a Chinese-owned company that collects a lot of personal data. Now, so do Facebook and Google, but Facebook and Google are subject to U.S. regulations and oversight and accountability. TikTok is not. The Trump administration raised some concerns about it, which people sort of thought, kind of politicized. But just today, Amazon announced that it would bar its employees from using TikTok on their phones if they wanted to be able to use the Amazon email on their phone. So they're just basically citing real concerns about the data and security. Look, TikTok's been really, really interesting because it's been used politically a little bit. It was considered possibly a vehicle for people to do fake RSVPs to Trump's Tulsa rally. There are comedians like Sarah Cooper who are doing fascinating videos. I mean, it's a fascinating and fun and compelling platform, but we are in for a data reckoning in this country, and TikTok is going to be Exhibit A, and it is in the bullseye, and that's probably a good thing.
Wow. All right, Dan.
Well, I have a rave for former Fox News anchor Shepard Smith. He walked away from his contract with Fox News really back in the fall, and now it was announced that he's coming back to television at CNBC, where he's going to be hosting a newscast in the evening. And I'm not necessarily a Shepard Smith fan, but what I like about his style is that he tends to really stick to the facts. Even in this current climate, when you saw at Fox News, where a lot of the hosts, he would get into it with some of the other hosts because he wasn't towing the line, he really goes after trying to track down information and get at the truth, whether or not it's popular. And so I think it's good. He'll be a good voice on CNBC as long as he sticks to that formula.
Yeah, how unique, somebody who doesn't offer his own opinion. It's pretty sad that we're cheering for something like that.
Cheering for journalists who likes facts.
All right, Jon Keller.
Okay, well, this works out well because I have a rave for Shepard Smith's forthcoming competition, Joy Reid, who's been moved into the old Chris Matthews hardball slot on MSNBC permanently, starting a little bit later on this month. And I'm happy about that because I don't always agree with everything Joy Reid says, but whenever she comes on, I perk up because she's smart, passionate, and experienced. And that's another quick point I'd like to make about her. Her elevation was noted in many stories I read as she becomes one of a handful of black women to be host of a regular network evening show. Okay, that's all well and good, but she earned it.
Yeah.
She's paid her dues in radio talk, in newspaper work, on TV, laboring away on the weekends. I mean, this is well-deserved in every way, shape, and form, just as the appointment that just happened this afternoon of Kimberly Atkins to be an editorial page, a member of the Boston Globe editorial board, is a long overdue reward for, again, one of the harder working journalists.
And interestingly, on Joy Reid, she was one of the few people who has survived the cancel culture because people came after her, largely on Twitter, digging up some posts she had made about, I guess, transgender or gay people or something like that. And she survived that. So good.
Agreed.
All right. So finally tonight, I have a rant for Tucker Carlson, who for 2 or 3 nights in a row was going after Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth, calling her un-American, teaching children to hate America, because she had suggested that possibly it's time to relook at some of the monuments and statues and some of the intentions of our forefathers. It was all, what she said was really very benign. He twisted her words. Well, today in the New York Times, Tammy Duckworth was given an op-ed page to respond to him, and it was fantastic. I mean, here's a woman who lost both of her legs fighting the war in Iraq, and he is telling her that she's un-American. I mean, it was really well done, really well written, and I like the fact that she went after him personally and directly, and also the fact that she, for the record, made it clear what she said and not what he twisted her words into saying. So good for her and bad for him. He's despicable, by the way. That's it. All right.